In 1995, Mike Tyson versus Buster Mathis Jr. was supposed to be the appetizer before the feast that was Riddick Bowe, Evander Holyfield 3. The Bowe Holyfield became the only course when Tyson backed out of his fight with a bum thumb. It had been a championship back and forth. Bowe had taken a 12-round war in 1992, but Holyfield reclaimed the belts a year later. The conclusion to the Bowe-Holyfield trilogy is next on Classic.
Caesar's Palace on a 62-degree night here on the Vegas Strip. Over 12,000 have come out to see Bowe Holyfield 3. They are dubbing it the final chapter. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Joe Macy. Boy, if it's the final chapter, I want to read up because the first two were sensational.
This is highly anticipated, and rightfully so. The first two fights are classics, and this is the third matchup, and I'm very much looking forward to this fight.
Well, the first match, Joe, took place on November 11th of 1992, and I'd love to get your take of it. Obviously, Ring Magazine named it as the round of the year. Where do you rank that 10th round of the back-and-forth action in your eyes?
Well, rightfully so, it's the round of the year. I'm looking back as far back as I could remember. It might be one of the best rounds that I've ever seen. I mean, both men going at each other, blows landed left and right, and it really showed the heart of Holyfield, and that's why they call him the Warrior.
Bowe won a unanimous decision in that first fight. Then they met up in November of 1993, and it was a much different Riddick Bowe. The good life had gotten to him a little bit, came in heavy, had a crash a little bit in his conditioning, and Holyfield really outworked him on the way to a majority decision win.
I agree, but it looks as if Bowe has come much more in here,
trying to make history against Riddick Bowe.
You got to think, Joe, are the cornermen, are the doctors, are the referees going to be looking closer at tonight at Evander Holyfield because of all the controversy that leading up to this point?
There are many who believe Holyfield indeed was greatly affected and something was wrong with the ticker regardless of what the doctors at the Mayo Clinic said. We will look out for that conditioning and those issues tonight. And here comes Big Daddy. 6'5", 240 pounds, from the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, New York. 28 years old, 37-1 with 31 knockouts, won the heavyweight title, beating Holyfield in '92. And the weight, let's talk about that for a moment, Joe Macy. In the first fight, he was 236. He ballooned up in between fights, was living the good life. Was 246 for the rematch. Now comes in at 240 pounds. Do you like what you have seen with Big Daddy Bowe in terms of the physical conditioning this week leading up to this moment?
I like what I've seen. He looked good at the weigh-in. His face looks good. 240 pounds, although it's only a number, seems to be a good fit for Riddick Bowe right now. We'll soon tell if he's in condition or not. But at his age and this timing of his career, the way he's looked, I think 240 pounds seems to be a good fit for Riddick Bowe.
As you can see from his pre-fight wardrobe, a proud father of 5. He feels that he has matured since the second fight, the loss to Holyfield. That's a good sign. Let's talk about the keys to victory. And when you talk about Riddick Bowe, well, it all starts with the jab.
Well, it's no secret, as we mentioned, when Riddick Bowe is in shape, he has one of the most effective jabs in the heavyweight division. He has a great jab and a great right hand behind it. He has to utilize that tonight against Evander Holyfield. But it's very tricky against a slick, elusive Holyfield when Holyfield comes ready.
In a way, Riddick Bowe feels he's already won a little bit tonight because there was great debate heading into this fight as to who would have the honor of coming into the ring last. Remember, there's no champion here tonight, but Bowe enters the ring as the honor reserved for the champion. Big Daddy, nearly 5-inch reach advantage. The jab always a key, but of course the infighting, he has that power and he can do damage there. Let's talk about the keys to victory for Evander Holyfield. We know what it takes from Bowe. What do you think of Holyfield, Joe Macy?
Holyfield has to come into this fight fully confident with all this controversy behind him. And that's what it needs to be, behind him. Has come here fully focused, concentrating on Riddick Bowe, and not let the size be a factor either. It wasn't a factor in the previous 2 fights. I think even being smaller is almost an advantage to him, being the more elusive heavyweight, quicker, and moving on the inside, showing angles to Riddick Bowe. He might confuse the big man.
Big Daddy, 1988 Olympic silver medalist. He lost to Lennox Lewis in the finals. As a pro, of course, only the 1 loss, and it is to the man standing opposite him. That was the 93 loss to Evander Holyfield. Well, it's becoming a November tradition. Bowe Holyfield. Here's the final chapter with Michael Buffer.
1, 2, 3, 4. The other guys are going to have to get right behind.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spencer Promotions and your undisputed, undefeated king of beers, Budweiser. This Bud's for you. In association with Main Events Monitor present Bowe Holyfield 3, the final chapter. 12 rounds of boxing in the heavyweight division, with the victor to be recognized as the best in the world. This bout is sanctioned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission, Chairman Dr. James Nave, Commissioners Nat Carasali, Luther Mack, Dr. Elias Ghanem, and Crispin Rivera, Executive Director Mark Ratner. Physicians at ringside, Dr. Flip Homansky, Dr. Robert Hoy, and Dr. James Wishgame. The timekeepers are Al Bisick and James Cavan. Your 3 judges scoring this bout on a 10-point must system will be Chuck Jampa, Bill Graham, and Jerry Roth. And when the bell rings, the man in charge of the action, referee Joe Cortez. And now, for the thousands in attendance here in Las Vegas and the millions watching around the world, let's join together and share with pride this moment in heavyweight history. Ladies and gentlemen, from the site where legends are made, Caesar's Palace, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold trimmed with black and weighing 213 pounds. In 1984, he captured an Olympic bronze medal. Then, as a professional, he became the undisputed cruiserweight world champion. He then moved to the heavyweight division, winning that title 2 times. His professional record now stands at 31 victories, 22 by knockout, with only 2 defeats. Tonight, he again displays his courage by facing for the 3rd time the toughest opponent of his career. Ladies and gentlemen, from Atlanta, Georgia, introducing the Warrior, the 3-time world champion and former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Real Deal Holyfield. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trimmed in red and weighing 240 pounds. In 1988, he came home to the streets of Brooklyn with an Olympic silver medal. After turning professional, he fought his way to the World Heavyweight Championship in 1992. And in his 3rd title defense, he suffered the first and only loss of his career. Tonight, he plans on reversing that single blemish on his record, a record which now stands at 37 victories, 31 by knockout, with that 1 defeat. Ladies and gentlemen, from Brooklyn, New York, a 2-time world champion, former undisputed and current WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Riddick Big Daddy
All right, gentlemen, We went over the rules in the dressing room. I want a good, clean fight. Obey my command at all time. Give me good sportsmanlike conduct. Understood? All right, shake hands. Good luck to both of you.
Where's low at, Joe?
Right here.
Right there.
Right there.
Keep control of this now.
In the first two matchups, Riddick Bowe was the busier man. Ringside estimates say that he threw 500 more punches combined than Holyfield and landed 200 more. Do you expect that to be the case again tonight, Joe?
I do, Joe. I think that Bowe will be busier. However, it's exactly what Evander needs to do. He needs to be busier. He needs to be first. He needs to get his punches off and show Bowe, even though he's a smaller man, he can be more effective and can be busier.
Evander Holyfield, Riddick Bowe. Bowe, a 3-1 favorite here in the Vegas sports books to win this third fight.
You can't afford to sit back at a guy like Riddick Bowe. He's just too big, too strong. You've got to be first.
You can see a slight delay here. There was a delay in having this main event to begin with, as Riddick Bowe was claiming that he couldn't get his gloves on properly, and now you can see Joe Cortez, the referee, bringing up a ringside commission official to deal with the ring ropes. But wait no longer. Bowe Holyfield 3, the final chapter, is underway from Caesar's Palace.
And Holyfield even looks even better conditioned, more cut than he has in the past, and he's always looking good.
He is a tremendous looking supreme athlete, a chiseled 213 pounds spread across that 6'2" frame. Remember, he was the cruiserweight, the undisputed cruiserweight champion of the year. That was 9 years ago.
He's opened up with a nice effective jab, Holyfield. Jab into the body, jab into the head. He's got to stay busy.
Not a bad out there, too, to stay out there at range behind that jab. Doubles it up there. Good movement from Holyfield. And then he places a right hand after that jab.
I like the way he's moving. I like the way he's moving his feet and utilizing the ring.
I think it's a good, smart strategy for Holyfield. Triples up that jab now. Circling on the outside. Trying to win over those judges. Fight a smart fight early on here.
He's got to confuse a fighter like Riddick Bowe. Evander Holyfield brings more experience, brings more knowledge to the ring. And although Riddick Bowe is bigger and stronger, the foot movement is what will confuse him. Keep him thinking.
Give him a boxing lesson.
That's exactly right.
Comes to the inside that time, gets two punches off before they tie up. Cortez separates him.
That Riddick Bowe does have a nice, effective jab.
Bowe has a very good jab. It's what comes after it that should concern Holyfield.
Let him out.
Especially if Bowe can utilize that jab as a way to get through that front door and get into that danger zone where he can let loose. Misses with a right hand as Holyfield ducked under.
He looks very comfortable, Holyfield, right now.
He really does. So many questions as to this addition of Evander Holyfield after all the controversy and the medical events after the Moore fight. So far off to a good start. We'll see how he holds up as the night goes onward.
Hold the head, don't hold the head, don't hold the head.
There's a nice jab from Riddick Bowe.
Break out, come on, let's go. Let's go.
And if you can prevent tying up Holyfield, you should try and stay away as much as possible. Don't let that big man lean on you.
That'll take its toll as the night goes on.
Watch your head, come on with the head, watch your head.
Warning from Joe Cortez. Bowe just misses with a right hand, and Holyfield fires back one of his own. Coming to the end of round number 1 of this final chapter.
Breathe deep. Oh, see how beautiful that double left is working? Keep working, keep working. Breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep, breathe deep.
Just getting used to that cool air, that's all it is. You're doing great. It's a great first round.
Don't wait on him.
But you can't throw one punch because he's going to counter two.
Right.
Keep the pressure on. Keep the pressure on. Okay. All right.
Well, they fought 24 rounds combined against each other already, so you think that Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield would have such a great sense of each other, but yet needing to be reminded of the basics after round one of this, their third fight. Good words of advice from Don Turner and Tommy Brooks in the corner of Holyfield, and from the legendary and venerable Eddie Futch with Big Daddy Bowe. Basically, Joe Macy, hey, they love the work of the double jab and the consistency from Holyfield, and meanwhile, on the other side with Riddick Bowe, his people saying, don't wait, go out there and make the fight, be first.
Well, Riddick Bowe threw more punches in the first two fights, and that's just what they're hoping for out of his corner from these next upcoming rounds. He's got to be busier to be more effective. That first round, he let Holyfield have the upper edge. This is the 26th round these guys are fighting to each other.
Yeah, you look at it that way, it's 26th round.
They know each other pretty well.
Do they ever? And has it ever created tremendous results? Such electrifying action between these two. Bowe now with the jab. Good range finder for him. Such an effective tool and weapon. Holyfield going to the body with it.
Bowe showing a little more confidence this round, this early in the second round. He's got his feet a little more planted and a little more effective with the jab.
Come on, run it. Let him go, run it. All right, break out clean. Break out clean. Come on, let's go.
Misses with the right hand. Holyfield came under it. Tried a right of his own. Back to the jab at range for both men. There's a right hand from Bowe. So far the best right hand that he scored with tonight. Now on the inside. Now this is not where Holyfield wants to be strategically, but in his mind, in that warrior mindset, it may be where he wants to be in terms of his emotion and his personality.
He was so successful in the first round. He should go back to what he was doing. Moving, being light on his feet, thinking light.
Just caught an uppercut from Riddick Bowe as he was covering up and leaning forward, shoulder to shoulder, head to head. Well, the first instance, Joe Macy, where we saw the change in real estate, and it was Bowe who got the better of it.
Came over with the right hand. Bowe has that height advantage. That just seems very perfect, very comfortable to come over a jab, to land the right hand on top.
Short right hand.
Get on, let's go.
Just off to the side.
Come on, guys, come on.
Now on the inside. Holyfield willing.
Nice body shot by Riddick Bowe.
Oh, and they're still going after the bell. Look at this. Look at this.
Ain't no need for that. You hear that?
He can't bounce and move like he was before. So keep using that jab, and when you get on the inside, both hands. Both hands.
Gave us 2 warning.
When he tries to come to you, step back and throw that little uppercut. Okay?
Any unsportsmanlike conduct?
End of the second round, it was a little something extra, Joe Macy.
Now, this is a great exchange by both fighters, but this is not where Holyfield wants to be on the inside, tying up. Everyone talks about Riddick Bowe's jab and how great it is, and it is, but he's a great inside fighter, and you can see these ripping uppercuts, ripping great body shots, and that's not where Holyfield wants to be.
And what about the fact that the last 2 punches in that sequence took place after the bell?
Well, some things never change. It's not the first time that's happened with these two guys.
Possible sign of things to come with that emotion letting loose and overflowing there as to where this fight could be headed. Uppercut on the inside.
He's a great inside fighter. I'm liking these uppercuts. I'm liking the body shots here by Riddick Bowe. You got to wonder why Evander Holyfield wants to stay inside there.
Good uppercuts by Bowe. Holyfield tries to come back with a left hook. You know, for a 6'5" guy, boy, Bowe can really be a good infighter.
He really is a good inside fighter. I don't think he's accredited enough for his inside fighting.
Give me a clean round.
Oh, look at the right uppercut. He's really getting the upper hand here on the inside.
You can see Holyfield smothering on the inside, that turtle shell defense, but he ate an uppercut moments ago, leaning forward.
Holyfield, too, is a good inside fighter. He just doesn't have the size against a guy like this. He's just too small. The right hands are ripping up top from Riddick Bowe. Taking nice little body shots there.
There's that uppercut again.
But of course, if Holyfield's getting come back with his own uppercut.
One of his own, a right uppercut by Holyfield, and then they trade. And Bowe digs in.
Get him out, come on, get him out of there, come on. Get those arms out.
Don't ever think Holyfield's getting beat, because it's just at that time that he's going to come back and answer with a combination of his own.
Left hand on the inside, right hand uppercut fires off, tries to dig underneath again. Oh, that was low. That looked like it was south of the border, and Joe Cortez is going to hand out the warning. It's amazing the geography of this fight has changed so drastically from where Evander Holyfield was in the first round, when we were praising him for the work with the jab and the circling and the movement on the outside.
That's right, Joe. You know he's tough, Holyfield. He knows he's tough. You got to think that's why he's inside here. But he's got to be a smarter fighter. He is a smart fighter. He's got to move, get back on his toes. He'll be much more effective as he was in the first round.
It seems this entire round has been fought with these two men just a couple inches away from each other. They each have had their moments. For Bowe, it has been the uppercuts on the inside. For Holyfield, just releasing a little bit, backing off, and trying the hooks or the short rights. Now there's separation. Who will get the best of it? Holyfield misses with a lunging left hook. Starting to get interesting here at Caesar's Palace. Bowe Holyfield.
You're wearing him down, Bowe. Keep sliding a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, and keep throwing those uppercuts, both with the right hand and the left hand. And watch for him, look for that one big shot. When that one big shot comes, get underneath. Bang.
They were crediting Bowe for his uppercuts, but here we see Evander Holyfield sneak a right uppercut of his own just because Riddick just got lazy for 1 second. The uppercut is the most difficult punch in boxing to see, to defend, to protect yourself. And then Bowe answers back with some nice body shots of his own. Great inside fighting on both their parts, just that Evander should be on his toes, moving as we saw in the first round.
I think it's so interesting, Joe, to talk about Evander Holyfield as a good infighter. 6'2", 213-pound heavyweight in this new era of the super heavyweights. Here he is for the third time, sitting in there, matching punch for punch with a 240-pound primed Riddick Bowe. But that's the mentality of Evander Holyfield. He believes in himself that he can fight on the inside.
He is a good infighter. We know he's a good infighter, but a lot of it is just ego. He's going to show everyone that he could stand there with this 240-pound guy as he's doing right now.
Look at that. Very, very nice left hand from Holyfield.
And because he was successful there, he's going to continue to go out of his game plan where he should be boxing. Like, he opened up this round with a couple of great jabs.
Bowe scores with a right hand of his own.
Get him out. Holyfield, get those hands out. All right, break out clean.
We are 2 years removed from their second fight, when we had the Fan Man episode, and it was a very different Riddick Bowe that we saw in that fight. Holyfield went on to win a majority decision. That fight was also here at Caesar's Palace. It's a beautiful night here on the Vegas Strip. 62 degrees, over 12,000 fans for this much anticipated third fight in this heavyweight trilogy.
The 28th round they've spent in front of each other right now. They know each other well, they respect each other a lot.
Actually, in recent years, developed a very nice relationship outside the ring.
Yes, they have. How can you not with one another? When you face each other like this, you've seen what each other's got.
Combination from Bowe. Fall back to the inside. Holyfield tying up that left hand for a moment of Riddick Bowe. Trying to push him back. But now slowing his pace a bit is Holyfield. See if he can pick it back up here.
Very on the inside. It's very effective. Those little body shots, they don't look hard. They add up towards the later in the rounds. He's peppering the body, ripping uppercuts. You see his head moving up.
Gets off with a 4-punch combination and a holding behind the head from Holyfield. And you see the brief warning from Joe Cortez.
Now, if you're Riddick Bowe, you want to be fighting in the inside. You want to just be a little aggressive. Grab Holyfield, wrestle with him, fight him on the inside, and don't let Holyfield move like the way he's doing there.
This looks like a tale of 2 rounds compared to the Holyfield that opened up this 4th round on the attack.
Let's go.
He needs to be busier, Holyfield. It doesn't seem like he's, or maybe he's resting this round.
Maybe he's slowing, something we said we would look out for. Are we seeing it now? Here he comes again, picking his spots, and Bowe answers back.
Just when you think he's slowing, he comes back with a combination.
Tommy, chill out, man. It's okay.
Huh? No, man. No, man.
You got a little bug in your mouth, that's all. Drop your hand, Paul. Drop your hands right down the center there. Yeah, breathe.
This is action from round 4. This is the type of aggression we need to see from Holyfield more throughout the fight. Even though Bowe misses a few shots here, Evander Holyfield throws more shots here. He misses, he lands a few, although there's a low blow coming up here. Lands a good left hook, and we need to see this type of aggression, more punches, more punch volume. Even though you're missing shots, you need to stay more active, more busy, and this is what we're going to need to see out of Evander Holyfield for the remainder of the rounds.
It's definitely what Don Turner and Tommy Brooks want to see, but what they saw from Evander Holyfield when he got back to the corner after the 4th round was a fighter who looked like he was labored breathing and he had a bloody mouth, and they seemed really concerned about his gas tank, about his energy level, Joe.
Well, that's not something they're really familiar with seeing out of Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield's a very well-conditioned athlete. You don't see much blood out of this guy, and they're concerned that it's this early in the fight and he's looking that way.
Good exchange there. Of course, 2 questions to be asked there. You got a bloody mouth, sometimes that can drip down and cut your wind, or does it have something to do with what happened in spring of '94 when he was diagnosed with a heart defect only to be cleared later?
We can only hope not, Joe. But he doesn't look like the Evander Holyfield that we know at this point. What I'd like to see is more punch volume, more aggression.
All right, break out. Come on. Come on, hey, come on, let's go. I'll be holding.
Back to the jab for Riddick Bowe. Holyfield just falls in.
Break out. Let's go.
And you can see him right there almost taking a deep breath, Joe.
And he's moving backwards. It's not something we're real familiar with seeing out of Evander Holyfield. He's taking steps back after the referee breaks him.
Okay.
Low blow. He looks exhausted.
Well, this would be a good time for him to take some time. He has up to 5 minutes with that low blow to rest up and let referee Joe Cortez know when he's able to continue. Has a full 5 minutes. You would or wouldn't, Joe?
I would take the time.
Absolutely.
It looks like he needs the time.
There ain't no need for none of that. I told you. Twice already. 1 point already.
If you remember correctly, after the fan man incident in fight number 2, it seemed as if Holyfield came on stronger after that. Maybe it was the rest, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he needs the rest right now.
Now, are you surprised that he nodded to Joe Cortez? There was a point deduction into Riddick Bowe, but he came back to fight right away. And look at this, Bowe on the attack.
No, I'm not surprised. Evander Holyfield's a warrior.
That's right.
He doesn't care.
That's his mentality, but maybe it's a mentality that doesn't conform with the strategy at hand.
He looks off balance here. He's answering back, but he's not effective. He looks off balance. It looks like he's breathing heavy, and he's moving backwards.
Keep the punches up. Keep him up.
Can Evander Holyfield show Riddick Bowe anything here in this 5th round?
You can only hope that it has nothing to do with his health condition.
No,
because it's not the Evander Holyfield we're used to seeing.
I'll tell you, Joe Macy, how can that not be in the back of anybody's mind who's sitting here at Caesar's Palace? So much made of it, and now you see this right in front of your eyes.
Break up, clean break up. You all right?
Joe
Hands
Cortez
down.
even turns to him and says, "You're all right."
Get him out of there. Come on, get him out of there.
He looks worn. He looks tired.
Can he find a little something? Coming to the end of this round, that's the time he's turned it on. Holyfield tries to go with the right hand. Referee Joe Cortez motioning to Dr. Flip Pomansky.
Be quiet. Pick him up.
Evander, look at me. How you doing out there, son?
Good. Up in here, baby.
Look at me, Evander.
You can see Pomansky getting in there.
You know, we're here to make sure nobody takes unnecessary punishment.
Hey, Joe, take control of this thing. This guy's hitting behind
I
him.
took a point already off, and be quiet. Take control of yourself, all right?
I got control of myself. You take control of the fight.
All right,
Let the corner go.
all right.
You can hear him moaning. You can hear him breathing heavy. It looks like he's uncomfortable.
The way they're talking in that corner between Dr. Flip Pomansky and referee Joe Cortez, it would not be a shocker if they were leaning towards potentially ending this fight if something goes south here for Holyfield.
So as I said, opening
That's how
this
desperate
fight.
the situation is.
That shirt just landed a nice hook, Holyfield.
Holyfield trying to come back. Holyfield, good left hook. Holy cow! What a turnaround! Can you believe this?
Now that's the Evander Holyfield that we know. Just when you think he's getting beat.
You all right?
For the first time in the career of Big Daddy, Riddick Bowe has been knocked down. Oh my!
And a right hand
hands. Holyfield on the attack.
How much does he have left?
He found the energy somehow, some way, but does he have enough to finish the job? Bowe has steadied himself.
It seems that Bowe's got his feet under him right now. He's just being tactical in the corner.
Wow, what a sixth round. These two gave us one of the most dynamic moments in recent boxing history in their first fight, and now they're thrilling us here in their third fight.
Now, you may not want to let Bowe out of the corner at that point. It seems that Evander just let him out, like he has nothing left.
May have punched himself out, Joe.
Come on, get him out of there.
And now Bowe returns some fire.
Now, it looks like Bowe's got his legs back, his strength back, and Evander may have punched himself out.
What courage by Evander Holyfield just to put himself into that position of being on the precipice
A beautiful
of a
left hook.
possible stunner.
Come on, get him out of there. Come on, get him out of there. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Final minute of this sixth round. A sixth round that started with fireworks.
It's looking as if Evander's just trying to hang on now.
He's run out of gas, hasn't he?
Shaking his head, taking steps backwards.
But he gives you everything he has.
Always does.
It may not all be there tonight. He's clearly affected, but what is there is pure gold. Tries with the short left hand again. It caused the knockdown. The first time Bowe has ever been down. He's reacted well. Nice jab from Holyfield. Very good work with the jab from Holyfield.
Because he always finishes strong.
Tries the right hand. Oh, what a sixth round. Bowe, Holyfield.
Stick your hands up and don't walk into him with your hands.
they'll be talking about for years.
Now, Evander comes out off of poorest round of his career in the 5th round. You got to think this is just an act of desperation. I'm going to come out and give it my all at this 6th round, especially at the top of the round. He lands that left hook so effectively, Riddick Bowe didn't even see it coming, went right down for the first time in his career.
Keep in mind, at the end of the 5th round, both the ringside physician and the referee were in the corner of Evander Holyfield, looking him over. This fight was headed to a place that Holyfield didn't want to see.
It's just a short left hook. Riddick Bowe didn't even see it coming, landed right at the sweet spot, right in the chin.
Joe Macy, I offer this question up to you. Will it now be a wake-up call for Riddick Bowe?
It's a great question, Joe. Riddick Bowe seems to have the confidence that he's had most of the fight, even though he was knocked down in the 6th round. Evander Holyfield just doesn't seem to be where he wants to be right now. He seems worn, tired, leg weary.
There you go, Holyfield.
Round number 7 of the scheduled 12-round heavyweight main event outdoors here at Caesars Palace. I'm Joe Tessitore alongside Joe Macy.
So far, Joe, it's been everything we've expected. We just see a little more strength out of Holyfield, a little more energy.
Get him up. Let's go. Holyfield, hold that head. Keep him up, this guy.
Right back to the inside.
It just doesn't seem as if Holyfield has the energy, has the conditioning to be on his toes, boxing with that jab as he was effective early on in the fight.
Well, he hasn't thrown a punch on the inside in quite some time right now, so that also speaks to that argument, Joe.
Punches up.
Not much on that jab.
His arms are looking heavy.
Let him up.
We're not used to seeing this out of Evander Holyfield.
I almost think Riddick Bowe would be taking more advantage, more punches, harder punches.
Maybe he can't even believe what he's seeing out of Holyfield.
That may be it.
Maybe he thinks Holyfield's playing possum. The way he started that 6th round, obviously you still need to be careful.
Always got to be careful with Evander Holyfield. Just when you think he's hurt, just when you think he's damaged, it's when he's the strongest.
Back to the jab. Uppercut on the inside, and then tests him with the left.
Short right uppercut, short left hook.
Watch your heads inside. Watch your heads. All right, get him out. Let him out. Let him out of there. Don't be holding.
Holding that left arm of Bowe.
Get him out.
Inside fighting like that, you got to wrestle with the arms. You got to create your own openings, and that's just what both of these guys are doing.
Both very well accomplished at doing it. Bowe creates a little bit of separation, but there's a left hand from Holyfield, and now Bowe willing to trade a little more. Good exchange here. Left hand from Holyfield again.
Hold ahead. Come on, get it. Let's go.
He finds a way.
Nice round short punches.
Come on, let's go.
Just the same left hook that he knocked Riddick Bowe down with. He's very effective with those punches.
Get the hand over there. Get the head. Hold the head. Get the hands out.
Coming to the end of round number 7 here at Caesars Palace.
Give me a clean round here. Clean round.
You stand right in front of this guy. We didn't work on that.
You cannot stand in front of this guy.
You can't stand in front of him.
All you got to do is step around. Step around.
Hey, look. When you do fire in sets, not 1 or 2, 3 and 4. Hey, shorten that hook up, okay? Don't aim for his head, aim for his shoulder. You got me?
Keep those punches in his body going. Expect a little uppercut and hook.
Okay.
All right.
You got to start it.
You did it once.
Scheduled for 5 more rounds here between Riddick Bowe and Evander Holyfield. And you heard the corner of Evander Holyfield as he was still breathing very, very deeply on the stool. Don't stand in front. Don't stand in front. It's exactly what he did in that 7th round. Round number 8.
Great advice, Joe, but I just don't think he has what it takes to get around side, to step left, step right. He just doesn't seem like the fighter that we've seen from the past.
Hey, he placed a pretty good right hand there. Remember how he started that 6th round? He scored a knockdown. He's coming forward. Here comes Holyfield, but he gets caught by a short right hand from Riddick Bowe.
He's hurt, Joe.
He is hurt badly.
8.
He might.
9.
Just beats the count.
How you feel? Take a step forward. Take a step forward. Take a step forward. Take a step forward. All right, let's go.
Barely listening to the commands of Joe Cortez. It's over. That's it. It is over.
That's it.
Evander Holyfield has never been knocked out. All the battles, all the wars, and Riddick Bowe is the one to do it. That is not a good scene for Holyfield, Joe Macy.
Not a good scene at all, Joe, but that's a good stoppage on Joe Cortez's part. He was out of it. He didn't even seem as if he wanted to step forward on Joe Cortez's demands.
Rock Newman and Riddick Bowe celebrating. They were referring to this fight as the final chapter. What an exclamation mark Bowe placed at the end of it.
You've almost got to be concerned with Evander Holyfield right here in the corner on his stool. With all the health problems and the heart conditions, he was tired in the 3rd round, which you've never seen before, breathing heavy between every round, looking like he didn't have his legs under him, and you hope he's okay.
And there will be those who say, yes, Riddick Bowe is the first to ever knock out Evander Holyfield. But what version of an Evander Holyfield did he just knock out?
Is it Evander Holyfield with a health condition, with a heart problem? Is it Evander Holyfield that just had too much taken out of him from the previous 2 wars that they had? Or is Evander Holyfield just completely done? We don't know.
Good question, and a question that needs to be answered for those handling the career of Holyfield. You know Holyfield is such a warrior. You know what his thoughts will be. And you see Riddick Bowe and his corner and his entourage praying in the corner. Signature moment in the career of the 28-year-old. Former heavyweight champion, trying to work his way back to the top. No belt on the line tonight, but it was bigger than that. This was about 2 men defining themselves through each other. Holyfield now up, being tended to. You see Dr. Flip Tomansky trying to get him some air. Boy, it was scary the way he looked those last 3 rounds. Let's take a look back at how Riddick Bowe finished things off.
Evander Holyfield's fighting very strong right there with a great combination, but he gets caught with a short right hand there. Bad timing, leaning forward, and Holyfield goes down.
You know, his corner said, don't stand in front. Don't walk right in. He's exactly what he did.
It's a short right hand, very tough to see here. But Evander Holyfield kind of leans in and gets caught with a little short right hand.
Holyfield almost can't help himself. There was the punch. He gets on the attack. He has some success, but in having that success, it created the opening and then the end.
Well, exactly what I didn't think he was getting up from the first knockdown. This is the second knockdown right here. He just doesn't have his legs underneath him.
Well, for the official particulars of Bowe Holyfield 3, we send it up to the ring to Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, here at the site where legends are made, Caesar's Palace, a round of applause for 2 warriors in the heavyweight division. Fight number 3 was everything we wanted it to be. Referee Joe Cortez calls a halt to the bout at 58 seconds in the 8th round. The winner by TKO victory, and now reigns supreme as the best heavyweight in the world, Riddick Big Daddy
Riddick Bowe tells Evander Holyfield he loves him and that he wants to thank him. And speaking of thanks, that's what all boxing fans should be saying to these 2 men as they wrap up an amazing heavyweight trilogy. The first fight was an absolute thriller that Bowe won. The second fight was an oddity with the fan man that Holyfield won. And now this one, perhaps the most interesting because it leaves so many questions. Number 1, Joe Macy, what is going to be the future of Evander Holyfield?
Well, look, Joe, if I was Holyfield or any of his team members, I'd really have to reevaluate what his health condition is, if he's fit to continue to fight, what he has left in the tank, to see if he can advance his career and continue to box.
They will have to make those tough decisions as now a 33-year-old who was defeated, 3rd loss of his career. For Joe Macy, I'm Joe Tessitore. Thanks for being with us.